Hello everybody, I'm Linda's husband Stefan, and I get to film, taste and talk about Linda's cooking. Best gig I ever had. Anyways, she just came home from the grocery store with a beautiful piece of pork, and the German in me immediately thought, ooh, we're gonna have some roast pork and maybe some bread dumplings with gravy. Super exciting. But she said, we're gonna make the ultimate Italian comfort food today. You're gonna love it and you're gonna have to eat it for 2 more days. So I'm all excited. Let's check it out. So first we trim off all the top fat. Pork shoulder already has a high fat content, so we don't really need the extra fat on top. It doesn't add anything to the flavor anyways, so it will be total overkill, so we just get rid of it. There's also a membrane underneath the fat layer. We want to get rid of that as well, because we want to have the fork tender at the end, and the membrane just doesn't help with that. Next we cut the pork into 1-inch thick slices. Look at the color of the meat, the marbleization, absolutely gorgeous. We didn't even buy this at a butcher shop, we actually bought it at a local grocery store, and this piece of pork is absolutely fantastic. Next we cut the pork into 1-inch cubes, and when we're done we can put them aside, let it rest until we actually start cooking. Now we make the sofrito. Sofrito is the flavor base of soups, gravies, stews, ragouts in the Italian kitchen. It's something that exists in kitchens around the world. The French call it mirepoix. Same aromatic vegetables, they just use butter instead of olive oil. And in Spanish, sofrito actually means to lightly fry. And that's exactly what we're going to do with the vegetables. In the Italian sofrito, we use onions, carrots, and celery, add a little garlic, and lightly fry it. And that's the reason why we dice it really finely, because we only want to saute it for a couple minutes before we add in the garlic, so we don't burn it on the outside and it gets cooked all the way through. I don't know about you, I do not like raw celery at all. Some people put it in potato salad or egg salad. I just don't like it. Even when I get chicken wings, I prefer carrot sticks with my chicken wings instead of raw celery. But if you saute it as part of a sauce, I think it's fine. I just don't like it raw. What can I tell you? Now, how do you dice an onion properly? Seems like everybody likes to do it a little differently. Linda cuts it in half, makes 3 horizontal slices, 6 vertical slices. So now when you chop it, you get nice, uniform, small onion pieces. Next we need 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. We chop it finely. Always helps to crush them first. Makes it easier to work with, and it kind of activates the flavor in the garlic right away. In theory, you could just throw the garlic into a food processor, but I think it's easy enough to do by hand, and it's just one less thing to clean. Let's put together our bundle of herbs. We use thyme, oregano, and rosemary, and we tie them together, and that will go in the sauce later on. Time to heat up the olive oil over medium heat. We like to use a Dutch oven for this recipe, but any oven-safe pot with a lid should be just fine. Season the meat with salt and pepper, and mix the pork well so that all the cubes get coated with the seasoning evenly. And now we put it in a pot to brown it for 5 to 7 minutes until all the sides of the pork cubes are brown and crispy. We use a slotted spoon to take out the pork, this way the fat remains in the pot. Because we use the fat in the bits and pieces to saute our sofrito. And here we go. Onions, carrots, and celery. We cook and stir it for about 5 minutes before we add the garlic. Garlic we only cook for an additional minute. Garlic cooks much faster than the other vegetables, And if you put in the garlic too early, you might burn it and turn the sofrito bitter. Now it's time to add our crushed tomatoes, which is the base of the sauce. With a wooden spoon, we scrape the bottom of the pot to get all the bits and pieces incorporated in the sauce. We add some red wine and chicken stock, about 1.5 cups each. With your wooden spoon, slowly stir the pot and bring everything back up to a simmer. And we add back the pork. Fair warning, resist the urge to bite into one of the cubes. I know they look good and they smell good, but the pork is not quite ready yet. We put in some pepper flakes and we add the herb bundle to the pot. And now we put it in the oven at 325 degrees for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Wow, this looks fantastic. We remove the herb bundle and we also remove some of the fat. Next we cook the pasta. We use Pappardelle. Just cook the pasta according to the instructions on the box. We pull the meat apart. It's really easy to do because it's so tender by now. Just with the fork. It's really easy. And now we're ready to plate it. Pasta looks great. Pour in some heavy cream and season it to taste with salt and pepper flakes if needed. I can't wait to taste this. All this flavor after cooking 3 pounds of pork shoulder for hours. It's gotta be awesome. Top it off with some Parmesan. And garnish it with some parsley. This looks great and it was delicious, and I hope you enjoy making it.